Welcome to this segment we like to call There's Something on Your Mind. What perspective do we have in this country? Is there an idea of ethical egoism? An idea that I'm doing right for the sense of doing the right thing, or I'm doing right for my own self-interest. And some people might say that that is the situation that has occurred when we're dealing with a lot of these court cases that are going on right now. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on what does this actually say about um, this country, or does it say, compared to what people have been thinking about since the other cases that might have came out with decisions that people didn't deem to be favorable?
Well, I think that I applaud the attorneys for having the wisdom and wizardry to work this case so that they can get a successful conclusion. But we know that the verdict is a wonderful thing now, but there's already been talks of appeals. We know what the appellate level of the judicial system looks like in America, all the way up until the Supreme Court. So I think that, although they have the verdict against the individuals, which is something that certainly the people who were organizers and perpetrators of this horrific event would rather not be the case, I think more so, I think they would rather not have to pay. And let's see if any awards are stayed upon any appeals, meaning that no money is going to be shelled out, dished out, no liens levied or anything like that until the case has run its course. And let's find out, once it has run its course, what will the ultimate decision be?
Well, I mean, based off the way it was reported, and again, I agree with you because sometimes justice does have a process of moving slowly, depending on what you define as being justice. There's a financial restitution that can be brought, but I mean, the psychological and the physical impact of the actions of those individuals, that is always a healing process. And so they stated that the verdict was a rebuke to the white national movement, particularly for the 24 individuals and organizations accused in the federal lawsuit of orchestrating violence against African American Jews and others in a meticulously planned conspiracy. Now, that's a really big worded sentence, but again, this will be on appeal, because the argument that I've heard from some of the white nationalist groups that they were having their rights to free speech was being violated, and so the pushback was, you have a right to express yourself, but you don't have the right to express yourself with violence. And so that is the issue here. And again, this goes back to a 150-year-old federal law passed after the Civil War to shield free slaves from violence and protect their civil rights. And it contains a act, the Ku Klux Klan Act, contains a rarely used provision that allows private citizens to sue their other citizens for civil rights violations. When we look at these situations, what I was thinking to myself is that understanding the law and utilizing it to secure justice, or what we perceive to be justice, is an interesting narrative. And when we look at what happened in Wisconsin, in Kenosha, Rittenhouse has become something of a symbol, but a symbol of what? I would ask the question.
I think it's a symbol of certain segments of society's autonomy to do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it, to whoever they want to do it to. I think it's a clear signal, and I think the signal started at the time of the incident, where you have this armed baby-faced guy walking around with an assault rifle in the proximity of law enforcement, and they did nothing. So the ball had started rolling long before we got to the ultimate acquittal for the situation, for the shootings. And the ball may continue to roll. I think this person, I think that if he ran for president right now, there'd be many people willing to elect him. He has as much political experience as our previous president. So his qualifications are impeccable. And so therefore, I think that this is going to change his life for the better. However, in one way. However, what will we do? What will we do? What will we do as people who don't feel that the verdict was just? What will we do as people who don't feel that the judge acted appropriately? Is that judge elected or appointed? And those kind of things. I mean, what are the consequences?
What about the prosecutor charged the case? Yeah.
Well, I mean, that could be something too. I mean, everybody, you can Monday morning quarterback, everybody in the process. But if that's the case, if you believe that the prosecutor did not charge the case appropriately or did not pursue the case appropriately, what ramifications should there be for them, if any? Ultimately, it's what price people pay for doing what they do. If there's no sanctions, if there's no repercussions for doing what we believe or some people believe to be deviant behavior, then it's not going to stop.